here with Beast Mode. Vivian spent time at Fast Food Salad, working here for a little bit, so we built a pretty good relationship. Followed along with everything that she's been doing. Welcome. Happy to have you here. And we have a special guest, Princess. But wanted to have you on because you offer so much about the stuff that we're trying to do. You're really invested into everything that you've built. A, you're self-made, and B, it's everything that you offer is to help people. That's what we want to do. So that's why I really wanted to have you on and shoot the shit a little bit. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for bringing Princess. We can hang
yeah.
I just want to talk a little bit about, well, obviously, your caffeine intake is pretty impressive already.
We're talking about that. No, yours is. You have 2 bangs a day.
Dude, I feel like because our days are so long, because the schedules are weird, you know, you have like your group of classes in the morning, so you're up super early, and then you go late because there's like that dead time in the middle of the day.
You're right, yeah.
Your caffeine intake is fucked, because it's not like, oh, at 12, I only have 3 hours left of work.
Yeah.
You have to be up in the middle of the day, but you might not be training people.
Exactly.
Like you'll have caffeine at like 4:30, then at like 10 a.m., and then again at like 4 for the rest, so you have energy for the rest.
That's the same schedule. I'm usually up like 7:30, 8 a.m. I have some clients, I drop off me at school, and then again I start work at 4, I don't finish till like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you guys go late. I feel like you guys are almost somewhat opposite of us. I feel like you guys are there later in the evenings, whereas ours dies out at like 7.
Yeah.
But we open at like 4. We start at 4:30.
In the morning?
4:30, 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah. Well, it's just like private clients that come that late, you know, and like I just know what works with my schedule better, and it's more like the late night, like the evenings.
Yeah.
But you could go at any time, like for privates.
And you're balancing it out because, say, gym owner, Raw Fitness in Lodi.
Yeah.
Own your own clothing line. You're a baby mama, beautiful 5-year-old who's, I love Mia, she's the best. And you're personal training still. So you do fucking everything.
A little bit.
how did you get started in all that?
Oof. How did I get started? Well, with fitness, I was always into sports in high school, whatever. But like with fitness, it was actually because at one point in my life, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like a dropout in college. I had no idea where I was gonna go in life, and I just had so much pressure. Like, oh, you don't know. And like all my cousins were like doctors, nurses, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have my shit figured out yet. So I was like very suicidal at the point because I had no idea where I was going in life.
Just like right around college time.
Yeah, I was like 19. Yeah, like right out of high school. Everybody knows what they're doing already. I didn't.
Girl. There's a lot of pressure in that time. That's a very vulnerable time. That's why I like working with the younger people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have no direction.
I've actually been working with a lot of like teenagers, like 14, 15, 16, and I remember being in their shoes because they suffer from anxiety, like what people think about them, body image, like so much pressure, and I just like relate to them so much because I was once at that point. And they look at me like such a strong female or whatever, like I'm badass, but it's like in reality I was just as sensitive as you, just as vulnerable as you, and like you kind of had to like learn how to just like roll with the punches and like just take life as it is.
Yeah, and grow from that. So like you say, that was the appearance when you first came in here. It's like, oh shit, this badass girl's gonna come in and start training with us.
Yeah.
But like you said, you weren't always like that.
No, yeah, I was so shy. I remember when I used to go to the gym, I used to worry about like doing things wrong, people looking at me. Like I was just so like I was just holding myself back because I was constantly worried about people's criticizing.
And when did you? So you went through that. You went through those tough times mentally.
Yeah.
Was your outlet like fitness?
Exactly. That's how I got into it. I was like kind of like meditating a lot. I was running a lot. That's what really helped me. Just like being out in nature. So I was going outside a lot, running. I remember dancing too, because I used to like to dance, not anymore. It was a good outlet for me.
You see us in here, we're dancing every day.
Yeah, you guys are. It's the best.
Yeah.
It puts everybody in a good mood, honestly.
Yeah, just make an ass of ourselves to give some people some smiles.
Yeah, exactly. It creates such a good vibe. And then what else? And then I got into boxing, jiu-jitsu, and I feel like that was like really the outlet for me because I'm like very sensitive, but I'm very physical.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you hurt my feelings, it's like I'm shoving you, like,
yeah.
Why'd you do that? So like with jiu-jitsu, I finally found like an outlet to like let out my aggression. So it's just like, But in reality, like, it was my ex that kind of inspired me to, like, wow, he's doing what he loves and he's making money off of it. So maybe I don't have to, like, pressure myself into thinking of a career or whatever. Like, I could, like, wow, I could actually make a living off of what I love, you know? And, like, it helped me, and I know it's helped so many other people just by being in that field.
It's not like a cliche, like, people are always like, find what you love and make it a job. It's hard to do because of the societal pressures. I say it all the time. You graduate high school, you're supposed to go to college.
Yeah.
Once you graduate college, you get a job working for someone else.
Yeah.
And then do what you like on the side. And it can burn you down big time. And then when you finally, like, take that leap of faith and you do it, it's the best feeling in the world. And I think that's why when you first came here, you know, when we became friends, because I feel like so much of that we're on the same page with. And every single day you go in, it's like a good time and it's fun as shit. You don't even really look at it as work.
Yeah.
You know, like, my friends come to visit me all the time. They're like, "That's what you do for work?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know, and they're like, "What the fuck?" You know, but that's to me that's true happiness in life.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what was I gonna say? Damn it, I was gonna go along with that. Some people look down on it too, but like, honestly, I like that I have freedom of my own schedule. I like the impact I make on other people. So like, I face a lot of criticism from my family.
Of course.
You know, they're like, oh, you don't really have a real job, or like, you know, you're gonna get tired of it one day, like all those weights and stuff like that. Like, just like so much doubt and like negativity that I have to like fight on a daily. Well, that I used to fight. Now I'm just like on a new level where like I don't care, whatever. Like I know what makes me happy, and it's like having the freedom to make my own choices, make my own schedule, and like impact people the way that I do. You know, and eventually if it evolves, it evolves. But for now, like I'm happy. And I was very fortunate that I was in that suicidal position. And after that, I had like 3 months to myself, like no social media, no friends, nothing. And that's when I actually just started doing things I love. You know, and I kind of like started that again where I started running every day. And like you just feel good inside and then it reflects outside.
Hell yeah. Did you have like someone specific that like helped you get through that? Like someone that either you looked up to that you don't know, or someone that you could kind of lean on to put you in the direction, or was it just that time alone and reflecting on yourself that allowed you to get out of it?
Yeah, honestly, it was time alone. There was nobody really like. Everybody was just like, "Yo, you're fucking crazy. Like, I don't know why'd you try that. Like, you're loco." Like, I was the black sheep in the family, so like I was just by myself. And I remember my sister at one point. This is gonna sound kind of brutal, but it's like what I went through. She was just like, "Viv, I don't know why you did that. And, you know, if you were to do that, everybody would be sad and upset. But then, like a month or two later, life goes on."
Shit.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, I guess I'm like really that meaningless. Like I just like a little sad.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't like those talks like you're special, you're important. It wasn't like that. It was just like life goes on. And then I guess that's why sometimes I'm very like hardcore or something, like with certain things. Because I'm very sensitive, but because my upbringing was a little bit rough and like just straight up, I just kind of like, it is what it is. Like I have to get myself out. I have to save myself.
Yeah, and you work for yourself. Like,
it
all falls on you, and I think that's the most rewarding, you know, for you. And it's inspirational, honestly, from my side, you know, because nothing was handed to you, and you actually had people telling you not to do things, and you were like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna do what makes me happy." And that's how you measure success in life, I think. It's happiness, not fucking dollars, 401k, like. It's great, but if you're checking in, punching in every day, and you're like, "Fuck," like to me, that's no way to live.
Yeah.
But you took that, you used fitness, health, wellness as your passion to get out of that mental state.
Yeah.
Do you start training people on your own at another gym before you decided to, you know?
Oh yeah. The first days of my training, I remember I was still studying for my NASM certification. I was at a powerhouse gym, and they hired me. I wasn't even a trainer yet, but they hired me as like a front desk associate or whatever. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm super motivated. Like I want to train people. This is what I love. They're like, okay, we'll start you in the front first. We'll teach you the ropes. We'll give you classes, whatever. So I was like promised like an opportunity. So then, like, I'm like wiping the desk every day, super happy, super excited. I'm like, when can I start training? When can I start training people? When can I start training people? And then they're like, oh, soon, whatever. Like, and then 6 months down the line, it never really happens. But I remember at first, then I started working at another gym. I don't remember the name. It was like a small time gym in like some apartment complex.
Yeah.
And I remember at first, it is difficult in being a trainer because you have to make a name for yourself. People don't know you. People don't know how you train. Like, so at first it's like you're giving free sessions or like super cheap.
Yep.
And then like those people, yeah.
Still do it.
Yeah, like you still like trying to brand yourself, get your name out there, and then they refer you to people, and then that's when, But I think the last time I gave somebody a free session was like 2 years ago. And it was like the biggest disrespect to me because it's like, I'm a mom. Yeah. I show up here. I give you the best I got. And like, you just like pull out I forgot my card. It's like, you don't value me. And then ever since then, I'm like, I've been doing this for 7 years. I value myself. Like, no more. Like, that's it. Yeah. You either know that you want it or you don't. That's it.
That's the misconception in this industry a lot. I was actually talking to Jess about it the other day. It just... Because it's not other people's livelihoods, and it's usually an escape and a hobby for a lot of people that train. They don't view it as they're coming to work out, but that's how you're making your living. Yeah. So it's hit or miss sometimes because people will be like, oh, that's too expensive, that's this, that's that. It's like, do you realize all that I'm putting into it? Yeah. And it's your heart and soul, it's your life. Mm-hmm. People don't get that. It's tough
you're so right. You're so right. A lot of people don't think the way you do because they're not in your shoes. They only think from things from their perspective, and that's why sometimes you can't even get mad. It's just like whatever, like they're just like ignorant in this area, like they don't know how hard it really is.
And that's building, when you build a relationship with one that understands it, that's when it's even more gratifying. Because they know you just as much as you know them. You build that relationship. Mm-hmm. And the closer you get with people, I feel like the more they value what you do because they see you bouncing, running the business, now going to train and changing your mindset, you're always moving, mm-hmm. and they're like, well, they actually care about me because they're putting everything that they have into that time with them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so what did you do? So you were bouncing around those other gyms. Mm-hmm. Flash forward, now you have Raw Fitness. How did that all get going?
Raw Fitness, well, it was started between me and my ex when he was still at Powerhouse. I remember he didn't want to be like an all men's gym or all females gym, so he was like, I want to be open to everybody. So then like he just gave me ideas, and I actually came up with the logo. It was like the guy with like the hammer.
Yeah, sick logo.
Yeah, and the girl with the boxing gloves, like kind of like badass, like she knows how to fight or whatever. Yeah, so I started the logo, whatever, and then like people still didn't know me like that. I was still pretty new as a trainer, so people didn't even want to give me a chance sometimes. Like, people only wanted to train with him. Yeah. I was like, oh, I don't want her. Like, she's a female. Yeah. And then until, like, I had to go through a few disappointments where people probably didn't like my class until I kind of, like, figured it out. Like, my style and what I feel like people feel satisfied with. And then after that, it's like, oh... Like, Vivian is no joke, like, Vivian's tough, whatever. Like, they all love my classes now.
Yeah, well, and you offer something unique, and I think that's what's awesome about your gym. It's not like a 24-hour fitness. It's not like a Powerhouse. It's very similar to us. You're in a niche market with a unique skill set. Mm-hmm. It's not $25 a month to come in and use the gym.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Pay to train with you and your service. Mm-hmm. It probably takes time. Well, I know at least for us, it takes time for people to find out who you are, but not everyone is going to want that. And that's okay.
That's okay. Exactly. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
No, exactly. I could never, not that I would want to, I would fucking die halfway through one of your classes. I would not be able to do it. I did like 10 sprints there. I thought I was going to die. Like, I can't do that hit stuff. Mm-hmm. When we started training together and you started doing more of the compound deadlifts and squats and stuff, mm-hmm. it was tough for you at first. Now I see your videos and your...
Yes, you guys actually got me started with that. I remember I was kind of intimidated, like, wow, these people are lifting heavy weights. I'm not used to that. I'm more like, functional training, BJJ, running, and then I see you guys lifting stuff. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then you guys taught me the form and everything. Yeah, that was awesome.
But and that's the thing, like, so everyone offers something different. Like, our gyms are pretty close to each other. We don't really compete, nor we want to, because I think we feed up each other. Because there's people like, well, I'm like, we don't offer those classes, but Viv's down the street. She offers stuff more like that, so you'll go down there because, like I said, everything's different. Mm-hmm. You're such a unique skill set and training philosophies there that it just takes time to build that.
Mm-hmm.
People think shiny new equipment, $25 a month to go work out a mile. You gotta push like what your value is to them.
Oh yeah, you know, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Like, people tell me all the time, I go to the gym, I don't know what to do, or they know what to do, they're not motivated to do it. So sometimes they need like that accountability or somebody there, like,
I see
come
your
on, let's push.
transformation stuff. It's awesome.
Oh, thank
So
you.
you guys do like really set their physical goals and stuff, I would
Mhm.
assume. And
Yeah.
they're drastically changing. I mean, people look so different from when they started with you to now, the pictures you post. And a lot of places don't do that. And I feel like some people might waste their, I don't want to say waste their time, any physical activity is really good.
Mhm.
But people have physical goals and their daily tasks and to-dos don't line up with it, so they don't ever get there.
Yeah,
So you need someone, a professional, who can get you to where you want to be.
yeah. And like I said, sometimes people know what to do, they just don't do it. They need that accountability, like.
They don't want to piss you off, so you go push them around if they don't do it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, I don't know, like people work so hard nowadays, like 12-hour shifts and stuff like that, and like they don't have time to themselves. And like they'll do everything right too, like drink their gallon of water, train with me, watch their nutrition, and they still don't meet that because of like stress.
Yeah,
And, like,
cortisol's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, hell yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's why I said during the COVID thing, like people's bodies didn't change and they didn't get out of shape necessarily from not being able to work out and be active, because that happens. But people's cortisol levels, because of the stress, you know, obviously cortisol is released with your it's a stress hormone.
Mhm.
So everyone was so fucking stressed out during COVID and unemployment that they were probably sitting there stressed out and their bodies are just fucking,
It happened to me.
yeah.
Yeah, it happened to me. I was like, what the fuck? I'm over here teaching Zoom classes online, working out for an hour. What the hell?
You're a fucking hustler though. That's why I fucking love you. You're a hustler. I see you fucking park workouts during the whole COVID. I mean, you still do them because people like that outside.
Mhm.
But your merch, your outdoor workouts, like everything, you never stop. Ever since I've known you, you definitely didn't during COVID.
Mhm.
That's badass because
Well, thank you.
that's what comes with being self-made. That's when people come to your gym, like, this is what you do for work. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. But they don't see that. They might not have felt that during this because they still have their jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like being an entrepreneur is tough because it actually took me like 3 months of like no pay until like unemployment kicked in.
Yeah,
and,
same.
you know, yeah, so I was like hungry. Like my mom was my sugar mama.
Yeah.
She had to support me during those times, and like on social media it looks like, oh, she's badass, she got her shit together, blah blah blah. But like in reality, I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm choking. I just don't show it. And like that comes with being an entrepreneur. Like sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, sometimes it goes great, and then like you have to like prepare for those seasons that bring in different obstacles.
And you can't. You gotta like ride the waves, good and bad. When it's really good, it's really good.
Yeah.
When it's bad, it can be tough. But finding out ways and to keep yourself afloat, but keep your mindset right. Because if you
Yeah.
lost your mindset during that,
Yeah.
shit could go real south, and some things you can't recover from.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big thing for us. Luckily, I had the know when you see these guys, and we had a good Zoom group because we was in the same boat. You know, we were shut down for however long. It was tough. But like having the sport, just to keep my mindset,
Mhm.
having an outlet during that time is so important. I think, especially for you who had been through some stuff in the past, to have people to surround yourself with good people to help you get through is super important.
Yeah. What was your outlet?
I had these guys, man. We came in here and we just filmed a bunch of No Windy Sleeves. We had a No Windy Sleeves like support group during it, so we would meet once a week on Zoom. There's sometimes 40, 50 people on a Zoom call, just
Wow.
talking and just trying to help people. Because I had a lot of people reach out to me during it saying, what the motivational, inspirational stuff that you're putting out is helping me.
Mhm.
That was I don't want to say my calling, but that's what made me have to keep a good mindset because I knew other people.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about, is helping people, whether it's physically or mentally. So having that
Mhm.
made me feel like I had a purpose. Like you said, I wasn't getting any money. You couldn't.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed.
Yeah. No, honestly, like the same here. Like I don't look at myself as inspirational, motivational. I just kind of I just do my thing. I just keep it moving. And like I started training like these teenage girls that I told you about that suffer from anxiety and all this pressure from like school and stuff. And they like honestly look up to me and like they admire me, and I'm just like, shit, I need to start being careful what I post on Instagram. But at the same time, it keeps me going, like, cause I love kids. I'm like, maybe this is my calling, like just like not just help adults meet their physical needs, but like also help like young people like feel better about themselves and like keep it going and staying strong.
I think, and honestly, I had no idea about your past and your suicidal times. In my opinion, that and you sharing that will help more people than any of us can ever help physically. Because on social media, like you said, you're up to here, no one saw it, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone tries to live their life based on what they're seeing on social media. Mm-hmm. So if they're having those tough times, they think they're a loser. They think they're failing. Yeah. And they're not, because badass chicks like you have gone through it too. But if they're basing their life off social media, they will never see that.
Yeah, social media is definitely like a reality killer.
It really is.
Yeah, you only post the good angles, the good posts, the good vibes.
I always say that's what fitness is. It's just lighting and angles.
Yeah.
Anybody can fucking look good if you get the light overhead, you know what I'm saying? So it's all a facade. Like, I used to put a picture up of me on a leg extension machine. I look like I have big legs, which I don't, because they were pressed down the thing, the lighting was great, you know? And that's what it is for everything.
Yeah.
But people knowing that you can be badass shit, you can grow, you can own your own business, even if you have those thoughts, you don't think you are where you need to be, that helps people a lot. And
it does.
You know, it's hard to share those times, I feel, because, you know, you feel like you moved past it, or that's not who you are, it was a bad time. But when people see that, it makes them realize a lot of things.
Honestly, yeah, I haven't opened up about that story until like now, because I was always trying to avoid people judging me or criticizing me. Like I said, I already faced it enough with my family, let alone now social media. So it's kind of like just exposing who you were or what you went through. It's kind of like you open yourself up to judgment and stuff. So it's like now it's just kind of like I reached a level where like maybe I shouldn't care so much about looking crazy. I just accept the identity and like maybe it'll help somebody that needs it or something, you know?
I always say those skeletons that you put in the closet and bury, you should, when you give public speaking, you're speaking about, they should be sitting right next to you. Because they tell your story that made you who you are today. Mm-hmm. And allowed you to deal with COVID better. Allowed you to raise your daughter better, which I think is unbelievable. And I had you here as a badass, you know, hustler. Now that I know you push past that, and you know, it inspires me.
What helped you? I'm very curious. What helped you get into fitness?
Well, I'll be completely honest with you, which no one knows. I've never said on any recording ever. In 2015, I was working for Comcast. I left coaching baseball because I hated it. I wanted to make money. I made a bunch of money. I was working for Comcast door-to-door sales. The reason I quit, the reason my mom came down and told me to quit was because one night after work, I went into the basement with like a handle of Jack Daniels. Crushed that, got real drunk, took some pills that I had from a surgery that I had a while ago. And was not intending to hurt myself, but it was a really dark time, really fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I was blacked out, fucked up on that stuff until the next day at 1 p.m. with my dog still in the crate. And Ashley came home and found me sleeping. She had to call my brother, I had to leave work to come pick me up. And it's such a dark place that my mom drove down. She was like, quit your fucking job and go back to doing what you love. I don't care how long I have to support you to get you into it. Aww. And I knew my passion was helping young college, high school athletes. Yeah. And I loved fitness. So that was when I was like, I want to be a strength coach. But that was my call. And it was, like I said, it was no intent to hurt myself, but it was a very fucking bad time. Always resorting back to the bottle and that stuff. And that's made me, like I said, I've never shared that. That's made me who I am today, I think, because I've seen both sides. I've seen the dark times that I never want to go back to. And it's not about money. I have more money than I do now, you know? And it just made me follow my passion now. And I know that I can help people because I will want them to follow what they love. You know, chase your dreams and not a paycheck is my big thing.
Yeah, definitely. Because wealth could be different things. For some people it's money. For some people it's just family. You know? Yeah, like I came from a broken family. So for me, I always look at that as golden. Like if you have that, you're rich. And
you care about Mia. And you want to give her everything.
Yeah, she honestly, like, thank God for her because, like, if I was a hustler before, which I don't think I really was, Because of her, it's like level 10,000, you know? Like, she's like my drive.
How was that, doing all of this and raising a daughter? So when you first had her, you were in training still, running your own business, making your own money, not collecting a check every other Wednesday. How was that, raising a daughter?
Well, in the beginning or like during COVID?
During the beginning first.
Oh, well, the beginning, it was tough. That was at the same time, we first opened the gym. And we weren't really getting paid, it was just more like paying rent and stuff. Yeah, it was just like, let's feed that first and then we'll feed ourselves last type of thing. But luckily, I did have support from my mother, and like she was always taking care of it, his mom or whatever. So we had a lot of support during that time. And like you said, that was very important during like dark times, like that you have that good support team. And my training took a big step back because I was just adjusting to mom life. I was training maybe like once, twice a week. It was so sad.
You had the good mom transformation pick up there.
Oh yeah. Like the first 3 months was like, I was just like breastfeeding home all the time. Like it was just that. But then afterwards I was like, all right, I'm a trainer. I need to look the part. Let me get my shit together. And then I started watching my nutrition. I started like training more HIIT in the gym. But like in jiu-jitsu reference, I was only training like once, twice a week. When I used to train like 6 times a week.
Did you do any shows? Did you compete in?
I did right before I got pregnant with Mia. I got very low in body fat that like my menstrual cycle like stopped. So I was like, oh okay, I'm good. And then that happened.
Yeah, maybe you're not good.
Yeah, maybe not good.
That's funny.
Yeah, I did compete once, but I didn't really enjoy it.
No.
What I really liked is the discipline that came with it, like just going hard every day and just like feeling good about yourself because you're working hard. But being up on stage and like posing, like smiling and just like, all right, get off. Like it was just like such an unpleasant experience for me that I was like, I don't think I'll do that again. Like if I was to compete, it would be in something where you could show off a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a jiu-jitsu competition or even like a deadlift competition that you guys do. Like I feel like that demonstrates so much more. And don't get me wrong, they have so much like work ethic and like discipline.
It's crazy. That's why I will never do it. People are like, you should do it. And I'm like,
You've been through that.
I can't cut down like that. I've dieted hard like that before, and I just will never do it again. I always tell people, I don't drink a lot anymore, but I will never not have beers at night because I'm going to look good on stage. I will never do that stuff because that's what it takes. You're counting your shit. You're in a deficit. Like you're exhausted. You couldn't have that right now. Way too much scream, right? That shit it's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
All your shit has to be mapped out.
Yeah.
Was it like that when you made your transformation postpartum? Birth, you get back. Was it like very, very strict? Because obviously Ashley was able to work out for the first time yesterday. So she's back to training. She's excited.
Nice.
It's kind of like getting that ball rolling, getting your body feeling back to how it was. How was that experience for you?
Honestly, it's hard to start at first. You're discouraged with your starting point.
Yeah.
But you have to start. And then once you just keep it going for like a week or two, then you're like, oh shit, it's working.
Yeah.
And then it's just very important to just start.
Did it, by the end of those 3 months, when you weren't training, physically and mentally, because I always say, like you just said, you feel really good about yourself when you're training and eating right, you're probably in a tough mental place by the end of that, maybe a little lethargic, just itching to get back. How much did it help you mentally to start training again?
Honestly, yeah, like you said, I was very tired. First of all, you go through that phase of no sleep.
Yeah.
And like everything's just so different. I remember I couldn't even use the bathroom by myself for 2 minutes without having to get up and attend to the baby. Like it's just really hard to have time to yourself.
I'd say I'm glad I didn't like maternity leave. I love my baby. I wish I could spend every minute with her. But it's harder to be a stay-at-home mom with the baby than it is for me to come to work every day. I know that.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like
so tough.
Can I cook something real quick?
Yeah.
Scream, can't.
Yeah. You have to stop everything you're doing. Yeah, like everything's all over the place. But It did help a lot because at first, like I said, you're just like very lethargic, you're very tired, you have no motivation, you're discouraged by your body image, but then like once you get the ball rolling, first of all, you already know working out like releases endorphins, so like you just feel better already from your first workout. Then like I tell people, like one good habit builds the next good habit, the next good habit, then you start drinking your water, then you start eating right again, and then just like you just keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, but it definitely brought like my mood a lot better, like my happiness a lot better. It's like I start glowing again, like I start feeling better about myself.
Is that when you got into jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, around 3 months, that's when I started going back.
And that's like a big hobby of yours now. I mean, I see you and Jess on there. You guys are, you know, like we just talked about, it's a growing.
It's a big community. Yeah,
big.
It grew so much.
And is that, I mean, I've always had a little bit of interest doing it, just can't really find the time or to sacrifice like my strength training. Is that something that you are very passionate about?
Oh yeah, I love jiu-jitsu. My main goal is to just overall be well-rounded with everything. Like I even started boxing and sparring people again. Like
remember we did that one day here. It lasted like 7 minutes. I was like, all right,
you almost broke my shoulder.
I was like, I'm fucking done. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, you hit hard. You hit hard, and you have like that natural baseball swing.
Couldn't get the left hook though. You're like,
yeah,
no,
I remember.
No.
I was like,
this hand, yes. This, nothing.
Yeah, I remember. That was funny. I just overall want to know how to defend myself. If anything was to happen, like I don't know, maybe I watch too many shows, but like if anything was to happen, I want to know I could defend my family, like Mia, myself. You know.
I'm building a small militia across the street.
Yeah.
I'm just buying as many guns as I can. Just for that, it's like a switch went off when I had to be. I never had a gun before.
Yeah.
And now, as many as I can. Just for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what if I'm in the bathroom and someone breaks in? You got one in the bathroom now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know exactly what you're saying.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're so right. I'm thinking the same way. Like you, especially during COVID and all this rioting going on, like you never know. You gotta like defend your rights, you know?
Exactly.
I went shooting the other day. That was awesome. I had such an adrenaline, and like I realized what a noob I am, you know?
It makes, when you watch movies and it glorifies like shooting guns in war and shit, when you're shooting one, you're like, imagine someone pointing this at you or shooting it. Like it just, it's a weird moment when you start shooting one, especially for like the first time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's why I have like knives and all that. It's just, what are you doing? I'm like,
yo, I just got my first knife too. That's so funny.
Yeah, same. I just got a knife, a big one.
Really?
And she'll be like, all right, I'm going for a walk. I'm like, is anyone going with you?
Yeah.
She's like, no. And I'm like,
yeah.
Take the knife, put it in the stroller. You're
Yeah.
walking around Darfield alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you never know. I think the same exact way. I just got mine the other day too, like a week or two ago. Jimmy got it for me. It has like the American flag. It's so dope. Yeah, so I just like carry it around with me just in case, because you never know.
That's what you can do. That you got the knife, you got the jiu-jitsu. You can talk. I don't even mess. Everyone will mess around, like push dress in here and stuff. And I watch her like put people in hole. I'm like, I just stay as far away from her as I can.
Yeah. Like why bother?
Because I know just those techniques and stuff you guys know. It doesn't matter that I'm 220 pounds and you're whatever, and I think that I could, the shit that you know, you could put me to the ground in 2 seconds probably.
Yeah.
We have a couple other guys that are coaches here that train jiu-jitsu as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, Yusto's big into it. He's got a couple of his guys from the academy.
What's his name?
Yusto.
Oh, okay.
He was just out there. Yeah,
okay.
I think he came on board right when you left.
Okay.
But yeah, I know a lot of guys do it, and
it's so big now. It's gotten so popular. It wasn't really like that like a few years ago.
It's like almost, I feel like an ego thing for me, because I would love to do it. I don't want to go in there and be like a noob again and start something over.
Oh
you know
yeah, you're gonna definitely have to break through that ego at first.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna like, you know.
Toss me around like a rag doll.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe at first, but if you could just like let that go.
Yeah.
You know, because you know your ego doesn't serve you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get past that, you're gonna feel so good about yourself.
Speaking of that, and I know I get it, especially from my friends. You probably get it too, because you're the good-looking girl who's on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that a lot, where people think the things that you do and post is like egotistical, and you get haters commenting on it?
Sometimes I get haters, but they just seem really stupid to me.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't even pay attention to it. Like, I don't even get offended, you know? But, besides that, I feel like I need to do a lot better on my social media. Like I just kind of like live my life and then like I forget to post.
Yeah.
Or you have to like write, like you have to like think about the right inspirational thing to write. And like, I don't know, it's just like, it's a whole other job.
Well, when you're building your brand, your personal brand, right? So Beast Mode Viv.
Yeah.
As a trainer, and I'd say this to my friends at home, it's like, what the fuck are you posting up a picture of yourself? Like, if you're selling yourself, people need to see you and be attracted to you from a physical or a mental standpoint, not physical. But they need to be attracted to you, your personality, your lifestyle, what you can offer. Mm-hmm. So you're not posting that up because you think you look really good in a bikini, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all to serve a purpose, and but people take that the wrong way, and it's hard. At least for me, sometimes it was. I mean, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But at first, I would never do it because it's hard to get past that people judging you because you're putting your life out for thousands of people to see. Mm-hmm. And I mean, how do you just live in the I don't give a fuck world anymore?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I just feel like. There was like a quote that I liked, I can't remember it exactly, but it's pretty much like, you don't give a fuck because you gave so many before. Like, I was that girl that was super shy, wouldn't take pictures in front of anybody. Like, I still to this day, I'm very awkward, like, in front of the camera. But like, you just care so much about what other people are thinking, saying about you, like, and it just comes to a point where it's just like, fuck that, like, sometimes I even have to put, like, my little alter ego on. It's like, come on, babe, you're beast mode.
Yeah.
And then, like, I walk around like I'm hot shit, but it's like, but it's honestly, it's not really me to the core, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still soft.
Yeah.
But you just, like, have to put that on.
I say, I have the biggest front ever, because I'm probably one of the most emotional males you'll ever meet. I'm a fucking crier. I've watched my favorite movies are like The Notebook and shit. Like, I love that shit.
No way.
But people see me sometimes from a distance, like beard, tats, with weights. Like, they're like, oh, this fucking dude, this douche. And I'm like, I'm probably one of the softest dudes you'll ever meet. And that's like one of the misconceptions that we talk about with like social media. But people don't gauge it. And that was my aha moment, was the people that actually care, the people I'm going to be able to help if they want it. The people, there's always going to be people hating, and they aren't going to be people that want your help or want your service anyway. So if you can have 20 people hating on you and you can help the 21st, then it's fucking worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Yeah. And that was like the most famous, biggest, most rich people in the world probably have the most haters. Because they're the most visible, they're the people in front of the public eye. Yeah. They're the ones helping the most people.
Yeah.
You know?
I did realize that. Like, the more my social media grew, and I'm not saying I have a big following, but like, I think I'm more known locally than I am, like, you know, like to the nation or whatever. But like, or like anywhere, Rhode Island, Park Garfield, like everywhere I go, like people are like.
I remember when we first started coming, like, video face in our gym. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. You know, like, I knew you more on a personal level. I'm like, yeah, fucking Viv, dude. Yeah. Like, it's fucking Beast Mode Viv. You know, you got that thing going out there, you know? So it's like, but when you put yourself out, you're building a brand locally, you know, and the people that actually know who you are know what you're about and your values. You can post a picture up and people are like, she just looks really good. That's it. Well, that's not really the point of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're not doing social media nowadays, you're really not trying enough to grow your brand, because that's like the number one way to build a business.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I'm on Instagram, it's because I'm trying to grow my brand. I'm talking to people. Networking too.
Yeah.
We were talking about what, the ego?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like when I noticed I started growing my social media, I noticed there was like more haters, or like people that are even like close to me were like supporting me less. Like, I don't know. It's like when I was doing the Zoom classes, you don't have to take my Zoom class, but like the least you could do if you're my friend is like share the page or something, you know? And like that means so much, because it's like maybe you're not gonna do it, but maybe like one of your friends or family will do it, and that helps me. You know? So just like a simple share or like whatever, like I feel like that means so much. People undervalue that. Like they underestimate the power of that.
It's a lot of jealousy, I think, because you're doing what you want, and the more successful you are doing what you want, fuels them to feel worse about them not doing what they like and staying stagnant. You know, and it's like, but if you're a genuine good person, like I want your business to make millions next year, and we're a competing gym. We're really not, but you know, we're a gym right down the road. right? But I would never wish ill will upon anything you do or not want you to succeed. Like, if you're not pushing for other people, then you are living some sort of, just, I feel like, sad life in your own little world. And I don't understand. I still don't grasp the haters fact, especially when you don't know someone.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, now I'm at the point I'm like, I can't wait to have people I don't know commenting on my shit, hating on me. You know, like, does that mean
you're doing something right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely know that people talk shit behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I want them to fucking come out and post up there. But I never get the fact that sitting behind the keyboard just talking shit on someone. Like, what are you gonna get out of that?
Yo, some of those people are actually people that don't have a profile pic. It's so funny. It'll be like empty or it'll be like a cat, and it's like, who the fuck are you hiding behind your cat?
Yeah, it's a fucking troll
It's
account.
so funny.
They make them just to do that shit.
Yeah, like all you want to do is hate and talk
I'll like
shit.
be on TikTok. I'll scroll through. I'll see this. I'm like, what are these people literally sitting on their couch watching TV with their family talking shit to people?
That's so funny. No, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. You know, a book I recently read, The 4 Agreements. It's so awesome. If you haven't read it, you should read it. It basically says, like, the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. And, like, when people reflect negative energy, it's just, like, what's going on the inside with them. Like, they just feel like shit about themselves. You know, so they, like, reflect on others. So
insecurities.
yeah, so, like, I really like the first agreement because it makes me think, like, I have to be careful with my words. Because most of the time, like, I never really carry that hater, jealousy vibe. Like, it's just not natural in me. But I know it's a little bit easier for other people to feel that way. You know, like, oh, this person has it easy. They have a rich family. They got it together, blah, blah, blah. But I just kind of like, whatever. Like, you know, I'm going to do me. I'm kind of just stay in my own lane. Kind of like in your own bubble.
I realize that the amount of people that are actually impacting your life are the ones that aren't going to do that. So I can waste the energy on it. Like, your close family, your friends, the people that directly impact your life, your day-to-day, your bank account. They're not the ones doing it, and those are the only ones that really matter. So if someone comes on and says, shit, who cares? And they're clearly insecure about something that they're going through themselves, that they should try to maybe use you as a resource to help them out.
Yeah, and then, that was another agreement. Don't take things personal. You call me an asshole, and it's just like, okay.
That's one thing I definitely have to work on. Just like running a business, like I care a lot. I care about people. I want to do well. Like, I'm not going to do this. Like, oh, I don't care if I'm running this way. I want people to enjoy everything, and it can hinder if you care too much and take things too personally.
Yeah.
I know it's something that I do. I need to work on big time.
Yeah.
But to wrap, what's next for Beast Mode Viv? I know you got the line coming out that you've been launching, awesome apparel.
Thank you.
You got the gym bumping up. You know, is there anything else that you guys are working on, or are you just really maximize your line and the gym right now?
Well, you know, I actually spoke about this when I was here a year and a half ago. You know, I really want to go online.
Yeah.
You know, because regardless, I love what I do. But if I could be more easily accessible to more people without spending hours and hours and hours and hours, like back to back at the gym, I would rather do that and like share whatever knowledge I have, or like, you know, post daily. But like, it just comes to a point in time where you just kind of want to enjoy your life too, because you're just constantly pouring yourself out into others.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to pour some back into yourself, you know?
For sure.
So I feel like all the hard work that I've been doing, like eventually you just want to like expand more, but like not work harder but work smarter, but still be just as accessible.
Yep. You don't want to trade. You don't want to trade minutes for dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a capitated income, whatever you're charging for that hour.
Yeah.
60 minutes is $100. Okay. You can only train 1 hour, one person the hour.
Yeah.
You can't. So I went more remote online training, and it changed a lot for me because I have now
That's awesome.
2 people across the country. I have a client in Hawaii, California, a bunch of Pennsylvania, New Hampshire.
That's so
And,
awesome.
Yeah, and I
Congrats.
love it. And like we'll link up, we'll Zoom on Sundays and stuff, but it's something to build where I feel like you're helping more people.
Yeah.
You can help more people. Yes, you make more money, but you help more people than you can just 1 hour exchanging dollars.
Exactly. That's my point. That's where I want to get at. Like that's like the next thing, the next level.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for Beast Mode on there.
Beast Mode Online.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. You're the GOAT.
Well, thank you for having me. Thanks for sharing your story. Never knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was the first time, so you inspired me to share mine. So
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was my
win.
goal. Get you to share yourself.
Appreciate you, Viv.
Thank you.